I just pinged over 1,000 people to come join my ranked Switch Sports Golf match. There are over 2,100 people in the Switch Sports Golf community Discord. Around 1,400 have selected the role of ranked player. And I basically said, here's a one-time invite code, we're playing one game for the channel, there's no ranked-based matchmaking, anyone can join. And to raise the stakes just a little bit, we're doubling the stakes, which means that we're playing 18 holes instead of the standard 9. So that's double the standard 9, it's double the ranked points for this game. Alright, we've already got someone in. Basically, once this lobby fills up, we just go. Anybody can play. Oh, we filled up. Alright. Let's run this thing, let's see what happens. Here we go, it's time for this free-for-all ranked match. Double stakes, 18 holes. We've got Dylan, we've got Snowy, we've got Eric, we've got Inventago, Zohan. Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. And we've got Hawk. We'll play the first hole here. We're playing them all in order, as is always the case when you play 18 holes in Switch Sports Golf. We've got 4 miles an hour in that front right pin. Let's hit a good first drive out there. Even though the wind's pushing left, that should hold the fairway, no problem. I like not adjusting the drive on the first hole when I don't have to, just to keep it consistent on the second shot. We've got 93 yards in. I'll probably want to hit about 3 dots on the 9-iron. Aim to about there. Yeah, let's try about 3 dots. Maybe like there. Feels pretty good. Let's see if that works. Okay, that's on a good-looking line to start. Let's see if that moves just a little to the right. Oh, it won't. Someone will make it, though. Zohan with a chip in to start this match. What a nice shot there. We'll see a couple more on the way that'll end up on the right and left side. Zohan, I believe, is the only eagle so far, so I'll be fighting from behind in my challenge match here from the first hole. So after the first hole, it'll be just Zohan at the top. Everybody else birdies on that lighter wind front pin. Only Zohan makes it for the eagle. He'll take the solo lead. We'll move on to hole 2. We've got the back left pin, and it looks like some more moderate wind. 9 miles an hour is what we're going to be facing here. Let's aim this one to, we'll start it there and then adjust for wind to roughly there or so, I want to say. We'll hit it with a little less than 2 dots of power. We'll call it like the bottom of the second dot of power with the spoon and roll it up there that way. Okay, I think that's a pretty good shot. Now hopefully the wind pushes that right just a touch. That looks decent. It's not going to be a make though, it'll just be a miss on the low side. Pretty good approach. I mean, it'll be an easy birdie from 3 feet away. Would have been nice to pick up the ace, but that one's kind of a tougher one with that wind. We'll tap in the birdie. So 2 birdies through 2. Zohan, who made the first eagle, will tap in the birdie. I don't think we've seen any aces yet. Is that everybody? I think it is. Oh no, we lost Snowy. So we have 7 players left. Sometimes disconnects happen in this game. Snowy, it looks like, had a disconnect on that second hole. So we'll finish this game with 7 players. Sorry to Snowy, that's very unfortunate. I don't think he'll be counted in this game. We're still playing with the ranked rules, so I don't think a tie for second is counted. We'll have to see at the end, though. We'll play hole 3 now. We've got some wind kind of in the face, so it's the back right pin. Let's hit this one up there to about there. Full power. I don't think this will reach the rough or anything with this light wind in the face. If it does, that's also totally fine. But I think that'll just bounce up to the end of that fairway. And we'll have a decent looking chip. Eric has made it. Eric made the chip for the eagle. We've got some great players in this match. We're going to see plenty of good shots. I'm going to have to hit some myself if I'm going to perform well in this lobby. Let's aim my shot out to about there. We'll hit it with like a 1.5 dots of power. The 7-iron should roll up there, even though it's a little upwind. The 9-iron tends to bounce to a stop, but let's see if that works. Okay, that should... Ooh, that's going to roll a little bit too far. Yeah, and I'll be on... Ooh, the fringe. That went so far. Okay, I've got a 24-foot fringe putt here to try to save birdie and not fall too far behind in my own challenge lobby. Let's aim it to about there. Maybe that wasn't the smartest play. I should have gone for more of a standard birdie than trying to aggressively make the hole out. But let's see if we can make that putt. Okay, I will. So Eric with a nice eagle will join Zohan at the top. They will be at 4 under through 3. The rest of the group is chasing one shot back at 3 under. We've got hole 4 now with some strong wind, some strong tailwind. I think I'll still want to use the 3-iron. We'll aim it just a touch out to the right. I want this to land left of the pin. I don't think it's going to bounce super strongly though. So I'll hit it with about 3 dots of power, a little less than I typically would with no wind. Let's try it out. Okay, I think that's a decent looking shot. That should kick to the right. It will. It'll bounce pretty high, and hopefully that rolls back pretty strongly. Okay, it's not going to roll back super strongly. It'll just kind of trickle back. That was on a great line, actually, if that had a little more backspin, but that's hard to come by when you're dealing with 22-mile-an-hour tailwinds. It just comes in too hot to roll back. Let's tap in this birdie. Carefully, it's a little side hiller, so we'll just try to sneak it in the right edge. We will do that. Tap in the birdie. Looks like we'll see a whole bunch of birdies from the rest of the lobby as well. Oh, someone ended up with a tough bounce to the back of the green. I know that back of the green is not very receptive to spin, and he'll sink it. What a putt from Hawk from the back of the green to save that birdie. Wow. So birdies all around. This lobby has come ready to play. Through 4, everyone except for Eric and Zohan will be at 4 under. They will be 1 shot ahead at 5 under. We'll move on to hole 5. We've got some light wind in the face and the front right pin. Okay. Let's aim this out to the right of the tree. And this one's kind of an eagle chance. I'd be a little surprised with this group if we didn't see any eagles here. It's not an easy one, but it's a pin that's on a flatter area of the green. I say flatter, it's not flat, it's not easy, but I feel like this one is a little makeable. We just have some light wind in the face to deal with. We can just put that out there to the right side of that fairway across the water. And that should be a good angle that's kind of purely upwind. It's not going to be exact, but it'll be pretty much purely upwind with some very light wind to try to make this one. Let's see if we can pull off a little eagle here, or at least leave it close and make it a nice, straightforward birdie. A little under 2 dots should be the shot. Dylan has made the chip in. Dylan has made it for the eagle. A nice one there. Like I said, I would have been surprised if no one makes it, and we're 1 for 2 so far. Let's see if I can make mine. It's off to... Ooh, it kicks just a little bit to the right off that front hill. I wasn't quite expecting that. It moves back left at the end, but not until it goes past the hole. So I'm going to have to tap in for the birdie here. Alright, I'll send that up there and sink it. So I'm just playing birdie golf through the first 5 here. I'll have to try to make some hole outs if I'm going to catch up. Oh no! How does that not fall for Hawk? Wow. So 1 by 1, people are eagling to join that group in first place. It'll now be Dylan, Eric, and Zohan. There will be 3 of us 1 shot back at 5 under. We'll now head into the more difficult stretch of this front 9. Holes 6 through 9 are always tougher ones. It goes the same on the back 9, so it starts off a little more straightforward, gets more difficult as you go. Let's go into this tougher stretch here. It's not too bad on hole 6. It's a pretty accessible pin, and wind that's not too strong. So a good setup here, at least a pretty straightforward birdie if you take the tree strategy and roll it up there with the spoon. Oh, I'll hit all the branches. That's not good. Oh, I haven't done that in a while. The branches kind of make a Y shape up top, so it's kind of tough to tell where they are, and I'll end up in them. But fortunately, it's not too bad of a setup. I just have to hit the driver instead of the spoon. And from there, even from this tougher angle, it's not so bad. We'll just have to hit a fuller driver up there from 217 yards. Let's make it happen. Okay. I think that's a good shot. That should roll up there nicely. It should actually kick to the right and maybe take a nice roll. Okay, it's not going to make it all the way. It needed to take another bounce on the fairway to get that nice roll out. When it hits the green on the second bounce, it kind of bounces to a stop, which is a little unintuitive, but that's the way this game goes. We'll have a straightforward birdie putt just up and over this mound. A little over a dot of power should be good to safely send it up there. That's what we'll get, and I'll sink the birdie. Ooh, there's a great looking shot that just misses. Who was that? Someone went for a more aggressive approach with the iron from the fairway. It was Inventago nearly stealing a shot there. We'll see Dylan go for a similar one. He's in the lead. That's a good looking shot. That's going to zip back and miss almost identically to Inventago. So our co-leader Dylan will tap it in. Inventago has a birdie putt from about 15-20 feet that he'll sink. So only Grandpa Let's Get You to Bed will drop back a shot there with a par. Everyone else birdies. We've got 3 people in the lead at 7 under. 2 of us, me and Inventago, are 1 shot back at 6 under. We'll see if we can break this string of birdie golf eventually. If I'm going to be challenging people, I've got to make some hole-outs. This might not be the one, though. 26 miles an hour in the face. Kind of a tougher pin. Let's see what we can do about it. At least try to make a safer birdie. Not an easy hole. Pretty tough setup. But let's see if we can handle this right. I'm going to hit the spoon out there with a little over 3 dots of power. That should roll nicely towards the end of this fairway. It's not going to be quite as far as I'd like. I was kind of hoping to be about where Inventago is. He had a great shot. Let's see if I can iron this one up and over safely. I think I can. Okay. Now, I believe I'll want to bounce this up there. Let's hit it with nearly full power. Or, you know what? Actually, let's hit it full power. Bounce it up there. The wind's going to push it very slightly right, so I'm actually going to account for that. Even though this green's going to bounce left when it gets up there, I think the wind's going to push this one decently to the right. Because even though it's very slightly right, I'm using the 3-iron with a full shot, so it's got a lot of hang time to move. Let's try it out. Okay, full 3-iron's on its way. That should bounce up there. It'll hit the rough first, which is actually pretty good. Okay. The rough slows it down nicely. It could have taken a big bounce if it hit the fairway. But that'll be a side hill putt, but not too bad of one. This is one you see pretty often on this pin. We just have to aim it out to about there. Hit it with like that little half dot, 3/4 dot of power. And that'll trickle in for the nice birdie on a tougher setup on hole 7. This one's a tough pin. It's very tough to putt to, especially if you end up a little bit further away. There's a nice putt from Hawk. Inventago will make it. Dylan will make it. Nice birdies all around. Oh, okay, so Eric, one of our co-leaders, made the par. He'll drop back. It'll just be Zohan and Dylan at the top. Eric will now be 1 shot back with me and Inventago. So I've got 7 holes, 7 birdies. We'll see if we can do something about that on the rest of this front 9. It hasn't been easy, and this one is a continuation of that. 24 miles an hour, pushing forward and to the right. Let's club up to the 3-iron. I'll hit it with a little less than 3 dots of power. Right about there feels pretty good for the aim. Let's see if that works. Okay, I think that's a decent shot. It's going to move right a good amount. It'll take a big bounce off that mound. Now, hopefully that just glides to a stop. It will. And that'll be a nice little just downhill straight putt for the birdie on this hole 8. So that was a good leave, about the best I can hope for. We just have to aim this a touch left, trickle it down the hill very lightly, and that should make it down there for the birdie. We're seeing some great putts from this group here. So I put out just a random invitation, and we ended up with a lot of really good players in this lobby, and we're seeing it. Everybody's sinking putts. Oh no, I feel like I just announcer jinxed Grandpa there. Of course, right as I say that, somebody misses. And I mean, this is a tough green. It's a tough green for me to have the announcer jinx on, because this just slopes all over the place. We'll see a whole bunch of birdies still, though. Okay, so it's all birdies except for 1. I'm at 8 under through 8. 8 birdies to start this round. Dylan and Zohan have each made a hole out, and that's why they're 1 shot ahead. We've still got 10 holes to play, though. We're not even halfway done with this match. This 18-hole round is definitely going to be a grind. Let's see if we can start making some shots and see if we can get towards the top of that leaderboard. We've got a tougher hole 9 here. This has not been the easiest seed for hole-outs. We saw Zohan make one on the first hole through some lighter wind and that front pin. That one was a good opportunity. So I missed the straightforward ones. We haven't really seen many chances since then. And not that they're straightforward, they're just more eagleable. And you got to take advantage of those when you see them. This hole 9 is going to be tougher to put close. We don't have a ton of green to work with this pin. But the wind for this pin is in a decent direction. I'll still want to club up to like the 3-iron and bounce it up there that way. Let's aim it about pin high. Roll it up there. And hopefully at least put this close. It's going to be 2.5-ish dots of power, maybe slightly more. And hopefully, that just leaves us with a decent putt on this pin that is sloping all over the place if you miss it left or right. So it's a more difficult pin. One that you really want to put close. I don't think that's going to be it. That's going to kick... Okay, it's going to kick left. That actually hit the fringe, which is why it had that huge bounce. Now, if that hit the green, that probably would have bounced about half the distance. So this is now going to be a much more difficult putt because I ended up 20-something feet by. Okay, the fringe in this game is like a trampoline. It's just difficult. Especially when you hit it and you don't mean to. We've got to be careful with this putt. This is going to move a ton to the left, even though it doesn't necessarily look like it. Let's just tap it down there, roll it up, and hope... Oh, that's not it. That's not going to make it. Oh, that was such a downhill putt, and I just kind of tapped it, and it didn't quite work. Okay. That's a putt that you see people miss, including me, very frequently, because it's so touchy. You don't want to roll it all the way down. It's easy to hit it too hard and have it just go through all the break. There's a little in-between that I didn't quite get. And like I said, that was a more difficult one. We only see 2 birdies, so Eric will take this, Dylan will take the solo lead at 10 under. Inventago now joins Zohan at 9 under. Eric said in the chat, solid attempt, Aidan. Not much you can do with that. That is kind of the case. We're back here with the back 9 now, though, and this is a reset, because the first couple of holes of each 9 are typically easier. You see lighter wind, they're a little more straightforward, and we see a 0 wind situation here on this hole 10. This is a pin where I think I know about what I need to do. Now it's just a matter of trying to make it happen. So I should just have to aim this a touch out to the right. Right about there. It just needs to be like slightly to the right. I think that should be aimed right enough. Now we just have to hit it with about that much power.
Nice shot.
Okay, I think that's good. We saw Inventago make it. So Inventago is a shot ahead of me. I'll make it as well. Okay, that one feels good to make. We'll see if we can catch up a little bit on the leaderboard with that shot. We've got just Dylan left in the fairway. Let's see if he can make this for the eagle. Our leader, Dylan, is going to put that on a good-looking line. Oh, and just bounce it over the hole. Very slightly overpowered, kind of unlucky with where those bounces ended up. You know, it was bouncing just short and then just long. It was on a great line, but he'll have to tap in for the birdie. So it'll be me and Inventago eagling that one. So Inventago will join Dylan as the co-leader. Me and Zohan will be 1 shot back. We'll move on to hole 11 here, and this is a more difficult pin, not one of my favorites, and we have some tougher wind too. Let's aim it to about there. I'll hit it with this 3-iron and a little less than 3 dots of power. Let's see what happens. Let's at least try to put this close for the birdie. Okay, that's on a good-looking start, actually. Let's see which way that bounces. That's taking a good-looking bounce. It'll roll back lightly, and it'll just not make it back. I'm not sure if that was going to make it anyway. It was maybe slightly too far left, but that 3-iron gives you the light spin that you need to try to trickle it back lightly, because this green does not slope at all. If it bites too hard and rolls back strongly, it just goes perfectly straight, and if you put it right on the pin, it hits the pin, and if you go either right or left, it just lips out because it's moving too fast. So I used the 3-iron to try to get that little trickle back, and it just doesn't quite make it. We'll see a whole bunch of tap-ins for birdie. I don't think we saw any aces there. So Dylan and Inventago will hold the lead, no aces. Me and Zohan are still 1 shot back. We've got 7 holes to play. A couple more straightforward ones are coming up. We've got 12, 14, and 18 that are typically good eagle chances. A couple other opportunities. Hole 17 is also always very chaotic. This should be a good end to this round. Let's see if we can make something happen on this 0 wind, hole 12. It looks like we have the far back left pin. I'll have to double check to confirm. Yeah, it is that one that's almost all the way off the green. Let's zoom in. We have to aim this just a touch to the left. Like about there should be good. And now we just have to hit this spoon with enough power to fly it to the green. It should kick just a touch left and then roll back to the right as it bounces up. Let's see if we can make that happen and at least put it close. Okay, I think that was a good looking shot. Eric has made it. Mine's on... Ooh, it's not the best looking line. It's gonna just clip the pin. Oh, Eric chipped in for the eagle. Okay. I thought that was an albatross at first glance. I nearly made it. I hit the pin, just slightly overpowered. I'll have to tap this up there. I wouldn't quite call it a tap. It's a little side hilly. But I'll send this up there, hopefully make this eagle. Okay, I will. Let's see if anyone makes the albatross. We saw a couple real close ones. We've also seen a couple people have to tap in for the birdie. So Dylan, our leader, our co-leader, will make the eagle. Inventago, our other co-leader, it looks like chipping from the fringe. We'll see if he elects to chip or if he decides to putt. Okay, he will chip and sink it. A nice one there to save that eagle. So no albatrosses despite 0 wind on that hole 12. We'll see eagles from most of the group. Dylan and Inventago will be at 14 under. I'll still be one shot back with Zohan at 13 under. We'll have hole 13 with no wind once again. Ooh, and it's the front pin that I just don't seem to make aces on super frequently. If we could pull it off here, that would be pretty darn nice. But this is not an easy one. Let's hit this with... You know what? We'll aim it just a touch to the right. This green slopes to the left, so I'll want to bounce it up there and roll it back. But let's try aiming it just a touch to the right, bouncing it off that short little fairway or something like that, and see if we can steal the ace that way. Okay, that's the shot that I wanted to hit. That's going to end up kicking left nicely. It'll roll back. Oh, and it's just not quite going to be it. Yeah, that needed to be about where I initially had the aim, and it just moves a little too far to the left on me. Okay, so we'll tap that in for the birdie. Looks like a couple people have missed a slightly long. There's an ace from Inventago and a nice one. Inventago is starting to run away. Dylan is going to send one up there on a good-looking line. Let's see if that zips back nicely for him. It will. 2 aces from our co-leaders to now take a 2-shot lead over the rest of the pack. So Dylan and Inventago, with that 0 wind hole 13, make the ace, or make the aces. They'll now be at 16 under. I'm actually now in solo 3rd place at 14 under. Oh, it looks like Zohan, who was tied with me, had one of those little micro putts on the last hole. That's a tough one. Not fun to gain position when that happens, but it's an unfortunate part of this game. Alright, we've got hole 14. Some wind in the face. This is a tougher one. If we can steal the eagle, it would be a good one. It would be a real good eagle to make here. Let's send a nearly full-powered drive up there, safely left of the trees. That should catch the rough first, which is going to cause that to not bounce super strongly back to the left. We'll have a little less distance on this second shot. Zohan did a real good job of it. He's a little further up. This is going to be a tough one to put up there. We may actually have to end up short. Let's see if we can try our best to put it close, though, with this driver. The aim to about there feels pretty good. Zohan has made the eagle.
Nice shot.
I'm not sure if we'll see eagles all around here. This is not an easy setup on this hole 14. I'm going to take a good couple of bounces and end up on the green. So I'll have a putt from 44.4 feet. Someone else also had a putt. There's a good-looking shot on the way. Oh, it'll just miss. My putt's going to move a good ways left kind of throughout. Let's see if we can hit this up there with about 3 or so dots of power. Maybe slightly more. That looks pretty good. It's going to move left and sink for a long eagle. That one feels real good to see fall. Ooh, that was a long way out. It just kind of sneaks inside the right edge. It was moving at a good rate of speed, but not enough to have it lip out. Inventago is going to be putting from short of the green here, so even longer than my putt. This would be incredible if he could sink this. It's on its way, and it is going to, oh, just miss on the left side. It's so tough to aim putts when you're putting from off the green because you don't get that blue power bar. You can only see it on the mini-map and not on the actual green. So a good effort there. Inventago will have to tap in for the birdie. So Dylan and Inventago will both make birdies. I'll now be just one shot back with that eagle from a long way away on hole 14. It'll be 17 under for the leaders. I am at 16 under. I've got 4 holes to try to make this happen. 15, 16, 17, and 18. Anything can happen in this final stretch, which is typically some of the most chaotic conditions in this game. Let's see what we can do about this hole 15. We've got 20 mile an hour winds pushing to the right off the tee. But if we send that up there, aim it out over the bunker, and let the wind push it back to the right, it becomes kind of a straightforward second shot. Just mostly downwind. The wind will push this slightly to the right. And I'll just have to use the 9-iron with some spin, aim it a touch left, and see if we can trickle this down. The spin doesn't typically catch very hard here, so let's see if we can spin it back lightly on this green. That should kick just a touch to the right. Get that light little spin. It'll trickle back and fall for the eagle on 15 through a whole bunch of wind. There's a super, super close approach there from Hawk. Wow. But that one felt incredible to see fall. Finally, I get a little bit of magic to happen in this game. We make the eagle on 15. Eric is real close as well. Wow, that one missed by about a half a foot. Another super close one from Dylan will just end up behind the cup. That one kind of glided up there. So I'll now join the leaders after that birdie from Dylan with just 3 holes to play. Okay, I'm at 18 under through 15. Dylan and Inventago are both at 18 under with me. Zohan's 2 shots back, but it's still anyone's game. 3 holes to play, 3 chaotic holes to play. We're gonna have hole 16 with some helpful looking wind. Everyone can make this shortcut. Chipping from this bunker is very straightforward. It's just kind of an easy rollout. But with some wind, is that what we want? This is a tough one. I'm just going to hit a safe drive up there. We'll aim it to there. Full driver, let the wind push it left. And that'll just end up where it ends up. Okay, it's going to go through the tree, bounce up there to the fairway. And that's where we'll be chipping from. Dylan's got a long putt. Eric has made the chip. This is not necessarily an easy chip, actually. From this angle, it's actually going to probably bounce a touch to the left. So let's aim it to there. I'll hit it with, like, that much power. It's a little uphill, but also up or downwind. So let's take a touch of extra power off of it, actually. Right about there feels pretty good. Let's see if we can send that up there. Make this happen. Okay, that should move to the left just a touch. Oh, I'll lip it around and sink it for the eagle on hole 16. Wow. You know, that one typically bounces pretty straight, but it catches just that little left slope, and it's enough to push my ball to the left. It makes it inside the right edge, and I'll sink the eagle. We'll see Inventago sink the birdie, and Dylan made a birdie as well. So Eric with an eagle will join Zohan at 17 under, but I'll now take the solo lead at 20 under with just 2 holes to play. All right, we've got hole 17, always a chaotic one, but it doesn't look too bad here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just aim this out to there. The good leave is left, so I'll trend left on this shot. Just hit a full driver. That should take a big bounce off the top of the hill. Let's see where it ends up. That'll take that nice big bounce, trickle to the left. No launch there, we'll end up just a couple feet away. Zohan and Eric have made the birdies. I've got just 5 feet left for mine. So this hole 17, which is typically one of the more chaotic ones, especially when you see some stronger wind and, you know, launch conditions, ends up being pretty nice here. Let's just tap this in. Straightforward birdie on hole 17, feels pretty good. Inventago will sink the putt to keep the pressure on me. He's still just 1 shot back. And it'll be birdies from everybody except for Grandpa, let's get you to bed. So Dylan and Inventago are still just 1 shot back heading into the final hole here. I'll be at 21 under, and it looks like it's going to be a difficult one. Okay. You know, I'm up for the challenge. This was a challenge game, and now we have the final challenge. Hole 18 with maximum wind right in the face. Let's see. We just want to aim this, I think, about there. Let's hit that drive. That shouldn't end up moving left enough or flying far enough to reach that rough, so I can go a little more left than I typically would, and that's going to be a great spot to leave it. I'll end up pretty significantly closer to the pin than everybody else, except for Zohan. Zohan's here with me. Okay, we just have to aim this way out to the right. About there looks pretty good. Let's hit this full powered drive up there. Let's see if we can put this on the green, or at least close. Okay, full power drive is on the way. Moving left. Oh, make it. Oh no! Oh no, I end up in the water. I thought I could make it. I could not. Oh, I just didn't have the distance on that shot. I should have gone for that left part of the green, but I end up in the water in my own challenge game. Oh man, what a tough break there. Oh man. What a way for this to end. 33 miles an hour in the face on hole 18. I play it more aggressively. I was hoping to make a nice eagle or something like that, launch up there. But alas, I am in the water, and now I have to try to save a par or something like that. Let's just send a little backspin shot up there. Hopefully that just glides nicely. Oh, it'll roll back. That's not what I wanted. Inventago and Dylan have had this game open back up for them. Ooh, and this is a double stakes game too, so that's going to be tough for the rankings. Oh, I had it. I had this one. Inventago will make the birdie. Oh, stroke 6. Yes, this is for a bogey. So Inventago at least will jump me. So I will not win. I will not tie. I will end up at least one shot back if I can sink this. Oh, okay, I'll trickle it inside the left edge for the bogey after going in the water on the final hole. Wow, birdies from Dylan and Inventago will cause them to jump me on the leaderboard. I'll be at 20 under after playing that one a little too aggressively. Dylan and Inventago will be tied for first. They'll move on to the playoff to see who wins this game. Great games to Dylan and Inventago. Way to handle that final hole, make the birdie. Oh man. We're now going to watch them. We're going to spectate them to see who wins this game. The first part of it is going to be just a shot from hole 2 from the tee. That's where the closest to pin goes. The way that we play is if one person makes this shot, they must hole it out. That's the game. If the other person doesn't, that's the game. If nobody makes it, or if they both make it, we'll move on to another random 9 in order to determine who wins this ranked double stakes game. Inventago's shot is on the way. It's looking like it's on a good angle. That'll bounce just right of the pin. That's what you want. It'll zip back hard, and he'll sink it. Man, oh man, what a shot from Inventago in this closest to pin. Dylan's shot is on the way. It'll zip back. His will just miss on the right side. What an incredible finish to this game. Dylan and Inventago battling it out in this closest to pin. Inventago makes it, so we don't have to go to the playoff. Inventago wins it. Dylan will take second. I'll take third. What an incredible 18-hole challenge match. What a game. Great game to Dylan and Inventago and everybody else involved in this. This ranked season has been a lot of fun. This was no exception. What a match from some of the top players. Oh, I clawed back in it and then gave it back up at the end. Inventago takes it. What a game.